Hi everybody and welcome back to another video. My name is Serena and I love to read. So today, as you can probably see from the title, and firstly actually I want to apologize. My partner's in a meeting and he talks really loud and then sometimes he laughs really loud, so I'm sorry. So yes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Serena and I love to read. So today I'm going to be trying something a little bit new, and that is going to be reviewing a book. Now, I've never properly reviewed a book on this channel because I always feel like my reviews are never really as clear as I would like them to be. I also get a little bit nervous when I get on camera and I tend to forget what I'm talking about, and so I never really felt comfortable enough to review a book on my channel. I find that my reviews are like very brief, not exactly to the point, but just very basic. And I don't think that you guys as viewers come away with anything substantial when it comes to like my book reviews. So today I'm pushing myself in a different direction and I'm trying something new, and I'm going to be reviewing a book that I recently read and enjoyed, and that is Krampus, the Yule Lord by Brom Stoker. I think his last name is Stoker, but by Brom. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different too, a little bit extra. I'm going to be rating this book using using Book Roast's rating system called CAWPILE. Now, if you haven't heard of Book Roast, I definitely recommend that you go check out her channel. She's been on BookTube. I think she just celebrated like her BookTube anniversary. I think it was like about 6 years that she's been on BookTube, and I've been watching her for a really long time. And Book Roast is the original creator of the CAWPILE rating system. Now, if you've never heard of CAWPILE, I also recommend that you go check out her channel, because on her channel she goes into a lot more depth about how she rates her books using her CAWPILE rating system. She also has a spreadsheet that she shares with that she can share with you, or that you can find on her like Google spreadsheets, and on there you can use it to like track your reading and rate the books using the CAWPILE rating system. So in brief, CAWPILE is a book rating system designed to help readers evaluate various books that they read in a more objective way while still reflecting their personal reading taste. CAWPILE stands for character, atmosphere, I'll put it here. So character, atmosphere, writing, plot, intrigue, logic, and enjoyment. So how it works is readers would rate their books from 1 to 10 within each category, which then averages out and becomes your overall star rating. So while CAWPILE provides some kind of structure, it's still very subjective. Reading and what we like is subjective, obviously, because we all have our own personal taste, right? But what I really like about CAWPILE is that it allows me to reflect more deeply about the books that I'm reading. It encourages me to reflect on specific aspects of the book that I've just been reading. A lot of the times I find that I read books and I forget what happened. Using the system, I feel like my reading is more active, I'm more engaged with what I'm reading, and it makes it more of an enjoyable experience on my end. So let's get right into the book review. So Krampus the Yule Lord is set in Boone County, West Virginia. It's set amid a Christmas, a holiday background where we are following our main character, Jesse Walker, who is having a very hard time in his life. He is a struggling musician. Unexpectedly, one day he finds himself entangled in an ancient rivalry between Santa Claus and Krampus, the Yule Lord, the dark spirit of Yule. So right from the start, or at least like closer to the start. So right from the start, Jesse's life takes a wild turn when he finds the Christmas bag, Santa's Christmas bag, or Santa's bag. And this bag awakens the ancient creature Krampus, who is determined to reclaim his rightful place as a symbol of the holiday season. So with Krampus freed and Santa now in danger, Jessie is pushed into this world of magic, folklore, and revenge, all of which blur the line between good and evil as he navigates dark, cold winter nights and confronts his own personal demons. I'm gonna put this down because now my arm is heavy. So the novel explores themes of redemption and tradition. It also explores the idea of lost stories. Through Krampus's quest to restore ancient Yule traditions, the book revives old legends and re-examines darker, often overlooked origins of the tradition, confronting the erasure of folklore tales and stories and challenging our modern interpretation of the holiday. As I was reading, I was definitely feeling like I was being challenged in many ways. Somebody who has, since the day I was born, celebrated Christmas with my family in such a way where we only think of the happiness or the happy sides of Christmas, not really thinking about the old stories, not even thinking about it, not even unknowingly not knowing about these old traditions. So this book presents a Christmas that challenges our contemporary beliefs and brings forth tales that have been buried over time. Editing me over here, I just want to add one more thing to this video that I forgot to mention, is that this book also gave me a new perspective on the tradition of Yuletide and not necessarily Christmas. Traditionally, my family, we celebrated Christmas as the birth of Jesus Christ, not knowing that culturally it came from the old Yuletide traditions. So I just wanted to mention that, and I hope you're enjoying the video. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and continue watching. All while blending horror and the mythology of Christmas. And even with all of this darkness and, Krampus as this like creepy character, there's still a lot of humor inside this book. I found myself laughing in some instances, not in like a bad way or anything, but for example, I find that Jessie is sometimes a little bit funny, sometimes not in a good way. It doesn't help him when he's trying to be humorous or find the funny in certain things. In many ways, it gets him into trouble, but I did find certain scenes with him very funny. I also found certain scenes with Krampus to be quite hilarious because he's such an over dramatic character. He has such a personality that is just overly dramatic. And so there was a little bit of humor in there mixed in with the horror, which made it for an easier and fun read. So that brings me to the characters in the book. Although I didn't like all of the characters, I definitely appreciated them. Jessie in particular started to grow on me a little bit. He was a little bit annoying at first, and he does have like a kind of like woe is me type of mentality in many ways, but as the book moves forward, you can start to see his growth and even his maturity by the end of the book. There's a particular scene at the end of the book that I'll leave it up to you. It's yeah, read it. Other characters like Santa and Krampus, especially Krampus, and both of them, both Santa and Krampus, they could be quite irritating at times. Actually, even most times, I think. They're very like strong-willed in their mind. They kind of reminded me of like, old school type of people that are just dead set in their ways, and this is how things work and this is how they want it, and nothing can change them because that's just who they are. So in many ways, both of them kind of irritated me, especially Krampus. Yeah, there were a couple of scenes in the book that just went on and on with him just like constantly complaining and, you know, just being really dramatic. Although some of those scenes kind of were funny, he could just be kind of annoying sometimes. There's still something a little bit endearing about him. You know, at times you did feel kind of bad for what he has gone through, and those scenes definitely made me think differently about him as like a creepy horror or creepy horror character. Creepy, scary character, I think is what I'm trying to say. In terms of the pacing, although it was very fast-paced from the start. Well, would I say it was fast? I think it was fast-paced. It was probably like medium to fast-paced. But like I said, in some scenes, especially the scenes with Krampus, some of them were really, really long, or I found them to be quite long, overdrawn. He's overdramatic. It was probably done on purpose because of how he is an over the top kind of character, and he is a very dramatic character, so it kind of made sense why some scenes would be really long. But you know, that kind of slowed me down at some points. Like I just had to close the book, just put it to the side and just be like, okay, I'll get to this a little bit later. Other than that, for the most part, the pacing I think was still pretty good. The author definitely kept us engaged throughout the book, having us go back and forth between different characters kind of kept you on edge because you just wanted to know what's going on, you know, what's gonna happen, what happened to the past character that we left, you know, in the last scene. So he definitely kept you engaged by going back and forth between characters. The writing style of the book was not as dark as I expected. I don't know exactly what I was expecting, because maybe for me it wasn't as dark, but for somebody else it might feel like really creepy and really dark. But it wasn't as dark. It was probably because of maybe those humorous scenes that made it feel a little bit lighter, maybe in some ways. There were definitely some scenes that were a little bit more darker than others. I don't know, maybe it's just me, because now when I'm thinking about it, it might not be dark to me, but it might be dark to you. So it really depends on the reader. It depends on you, and if, you know, if you're fearful of like demons and, you know, bad guys and all that stuff, maybe it's not for you. But to me, the writing style wasn't as dark as I thought it would be, and I really felt that the characters really stayed true to themselves throughout the whole book, making the humor feel more natural and more authentic, and it added a little bit more depth to their development as characters. I think the sequence of events really made the story come together. Everything I felt came together perfectly in this story. In terms of intrigue, I was definitely very intrigued from the beginning. Like I mentioned, it did lose me at times, but mostly it was intriguing. I mean, like, this cover intrigued me from the start. The storyline kind of intrigued me as well. Having a Christmassy / horror book really intrigued me. So everything about this book essentially just intrigued me. In my opinion, overall, I feel like everything made sense in terms of the logic. There were probably some weird moments where I questioned what the characters were doing at the time, but there were some moments in there where I was just like, okay, did you forget about something? Like, are we gonna get to a conclusion here? But for the most part, the logic made a lot of sense in my opinion. And in terms of enjoyment, I definitely enjoyed the book. Again, I really enjoyed the aspect of, you know, a horror and a holiday book meshed together. So my original rating of this book when I first read it, which I read it in the summertime, was 4 stars. So now I'm gonna go ahead with you and I'm gonna do my CAWPILE. I'm gonna do my CAWPILE rating for this book and see if it's still a 4-star. So C for character, I gave a 9. I thought the characters were wide-ranging and there were many good and different personality types, a wide range of personality types that really brought the story together and made it a very fun read, I found. Atmosphere, I gave it a 10. I gave atmosphere a 10 because again, like I mentioned, the whole Christmas slash horror mixed together, it intrigued me right from the beginning, and I really enjoyed that. I really felt like it was a holiday scary book. That's how I felt. In terms of writing, I gave it a 7. Plot, I also gave it a 7. Intrigue, I gave it a 9. Logic, I also gave it a 7. And enjoyment, I gave it a 9. So in all, the total comes up to 58. So once you gather up your total, you divide that by 7 for the 7 numbers that you got. You got to do an average, right? Do a little math there. And 58 divided by 7 equals 8.2, which then gives me, which I will do the ratings here for you. So 1.1 to 2.2 is a 1 star. 2.3 to 4.5 is a 2 star. 4.6 to 6.9 is a 3 star. 7 to 8.9 is a 4 star. And 9 to 10 is a 5 star. And 58 divided by 7 equals 8.2. So that makes it a 4 star. So my rating stands as it is. It is a 4 star read for me. I did enjoy the book. I thought that it was adventurous, it was fun, it was scary, it was funny at the same time. And it really was able to challenge me in many ways in terms of reading more critically, as well as my thoughts on Christmas. So would I recommend this book to anybody? I would recommend this book to anybody who enjoys reading horror books, who enjoys reading fantasy, and who enjoys a little bit of humor in the book, light humor. This to me is a perfect blend of a horror fantasy genre, added in a little Christmas darkness, and you have the perfect book. So yeah, that's all. That's it. That's my review of Krampus, the Yule Lord. I am currently reading Slewfoot by Brom right now, and I'm actually really enjoying that one as well. Let me know down below if you would like me to do a CAWPILE review on it. I'm really enjoying reading the books like this. I'm taking a little bit more notes on the books I'm reading. I find that I'm more like engaged with my reading. So I think it's something that I'm gonna probably continue doing moving forward as I'm reading books. I've been in like a really bad reading slump, but I feel that using this CAWPILE system has really helped me read better. I don't know, it's just me. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Thank you again for watching. Leave your comments down below. Let me know if you've read Krampus. Let me know if you've read any other books by Brom, and if you recommend them. Please subscribe down below if you would like to watch more videos, and let me know what you thought about my review. I'm trying my hardest to, you know, review a little bit more, or review books a little bit better than I have before. So I'm gonna try to make more of an effort to do that, and maybe to make dedicated videos if you guys like that. I'll try not to make it too long. Hopefully this video is not too long. And yeah, feel free to subscribe, like, comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!